Good evening, Tallahassee. I'm student meteorologist Ainsley Goble, and you are watching FSU weather. Right now, we've got a live view of Doak Campbell Stadium. There's not a cloud in the sky, however, there is a little bit of haziness you might notice, and if you see that or even smell a little bit of it in the air, it is because of the prescribed wildfires down in Crawfordville. But it is a beautiful night out tonight. It is 77 in Tallahassee, and 81 is our hot spot there up in Bainbridge, and then we've got 68 down in Carabel. So as always, I'm going to remind you to go watch it outside tonight because it is a beautiful night to get outdoors, and there won't be anything stopping you in terms of rain. We've got a little bit of stuff that is not going to stick on the radar, but you should be fine there. If you're going to be out tonight in Tallahassee, it's going to be 58 and partly cloudy. If you're someone who gets cold pretty easily, then I would put on a jacket. Otherwise, I really don't think you have anything to worry about tonight. It's going to be pretty mild temperatures as we roll into tomorrow. And as we get into tomorrow, it's going to warm up to 71, but we are going to see a little bit of that rain in the morning. And just definitely make sure to bring a jacket and an umbrella to class tomorrow if you have 8 a.m.s. And we're going to take a look at that on the radar right now. You're going to see the clouds start to roll through, and around 7 a.m. is when it's going to be hitting, so right as you go to those 8 a.m.s. So just make sure to take care of that, and it will roll out pretty quickly. It'll be gone by noon. The clouds will stick around a little longer, but that is about it. Other than that, you should have a clear day as we roll into the rest of tomorrow, and it's going to be make for a beautiful day. And talking about your headlines today, we're going to go through your 7-day forecast as well as the severe weather that's been happening all over, and Long Beach in New York as your beach of the week. All this and more on FSU weather.
Good evening, Tallahassee. Welcome to your Wednesday edition of FSU Weather. I'm student meteorologist Chris Malve, and just really looking around the Big Bend region, we can see we have some pretty nice sunsets all around the region. But if you're walking around outside right now, you might have noticed that we do have some hazy conditions as well as some ash falling from the sky, and that's coming from a prescribed burn that's really in the southwest part of the region, and because of those southerly winds, that's just been moving all of that smoke into that area. But regardless, we're still sitting at a nice 77 degrees right now with mostly sunny conditions. And aside from the smoke, we really don't have any significant weather that's causing any delays at our airports right now. If you are going out tonight though, make sure to bring maybe just a light jacket. It is going to be 59 degrees. And also, you want to have an umbrella on hand if you're going to be walking your dog tomorrow. My suggestion is to maybe go a little bit earlier, around 7 in the morning, where we'll still have just cloudy skies. 9 a.m. looks like a washout, and then 11 we'll still have those clouds, but things will start to dry out a little bit. And for our pollen report, we can see that our trees and our ragweed, pretty low pollen, but grass could definitely cause some more issues, especially if you have a respiratory issues. And because of that smog and just the smoke that we've been smelling here this afternoon, that's why I recommend if you have issues with maybe your lungs, I would say just stay inside for tonight, especially those who are maybe children or maybe a little bit older. But the good news is for tomorrow, look at this, by 3 o'clock, perfect pool conditions. So make sure to take advantage of that beautiful sunshine, and it will be 70 degrees, and just seeing those beautiful conditions, except for tomorrow morning where we do have an 80% chance of rain. So make sure to bring an umbrella with you as you go to those morning classes. And as that low pressure system moves through, we'll stay in the 70s. But folks, check this out, 39 degrees. That might catch some of you off guard. We were just on spring break. But the good news is we'll warm up a little bit into the weekend. And now I'm going to look at the southeast, or actually, Ainsley's going to tell us, are we going to see some more of those colder temperatures?
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, so I mean, we are definitely going to be seeing those rain showers make their way into Tallahassee. We're not looking at anything severe here in Tallahassee, but we will be looking at marginal risk if we head a little bit north of Alabama and Mississippi and into that mid-Tennessee area. But as we head and look at this storm make its way, as we look at out on the radar right now, we're not seeing anything, so that's nothing to worry about. But again, as we head into tomorrow, we're going to see those showers make their way through. And currently we're sitting very toasty. I mean, look at those upper 70s, low 80s, nice toasty conditions, warm conditions. Here in Tallahassee, we're looking at 77. But if you head up towards Little Rock, we're looking at 69. And as that front makes its way through, it's going to be bringing those colder temperatures as we head into the rest of tonight and tomorrow. But down towards Miami and the rest of Florida, we're looking at those warm conditions as well. And with those winds, like they were talking about, we've really got those southerly winds making their way up on that front in Tallahassee, and it's bringing that smog into our area, making it just smell a little bit smoky and hazy as those winds move north. And then we also are looking at those northerly winds as they head upon that front, along with that front into this area and the rest of the southeast. And looking at that, it's going to make its way through the rest of Florida, but it's going to leave us with that high pressure and nice clear skies as we head into Friday. So go head outside. It's going to be a great time to be outside here in Tallahassee. And in New Orleans, we're looking at those colder temperatures with that cold front on Thursday and Friday, but as we head into Saturday and Sunday, bumping it up to 77 on Sunday in New Orleans. So it's going to be nice, pleasant conditions. And same with Charlotte, same story. Thursday, Friday, we're going to be looking at those colder temperatures, but moving its way up for the weekend. I think the weather is just excited for the weekend, and it's getting a little bit warmer as we head into the rest of this week. But for tonight, we're still going to be seeing those colder conditions. Again, as that front makes its way through in those overnight hours to the morning, we're going to be seeing those colder temperatures. And tomorrow, same story. It's going to continue to make its way through. Florida is going to be sitting a little bit warmer, but it's going to be cooling off as we head into the rest of the weekend. So now we're going to kind of take things over to the national and see what's going on with that severe weather.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Ayana. As you can see here in the national, temperatures are varying a lot. Up north, we're sitting in the 40s, whereas down here in Tallahassee and New Orleans in the southeast, we are a little bit of a warm spot. And as I mentioned, a little farther north, Boston at 39 with some storms as well. Our dew points were also very dry as well. Take a look at this, -5 in Albuquerque. I mean, it's just very, very dry air, and that's due to a high pressure system. And as you can kind of see, New Orleans is a little bit more muggy, and there's just this line here that just, again, shows that. And if we take a look at our current radar, we can see definitely storms up in the Chicago, St. Louis region, and it is not good, folks. We're seeing some reds and yellows, which, if you ask me, that's not good for this time of year, but spring showers bring Mayflowers, as they say. So hopefully those in the Green Bay area are all good as we see. And our surface map, again, shows us this low pressure system sitting here in the Chicago region, and then this high pressure system, as I mentioned with that dry air, is keeping us very dry out west. And over here in Tallahassee, we're going to be seeing this low pressure system move its way across the east, but overall shouldn't be too much of an impact down here in the south. And as I mentioned, we're seeing pretty much a slight risk in that Chicago, St. Louis region. So if you're up in there, just make sure you're taking the precautions necessary in order to prepare for those just rain showers you'll be seeing. And then, as I mentioned, our 72-hour rainfall, Chicago, O'Hare, that whole area is going to be getting dumped with rain, throughout this evening. And as the storm makes its way over towards the east, pretty much everyone on the East Coast is going to be receiving rainfall, at least an inch or so, nothing too severe. And then our areas over in Seattle, again, they always get rain. They're this notorious for that, so they'll be seeing some rain within the next couple days moving into the weekend. And again, as I mentioned, our future radar definitely shows this storm as it just moves across the East Coast. Everyone's going to be getting some bits of rain, some of us more than others, but then again, shouldn't be too much of an impact. As for our temperatures tonight, Tallahassee is sitting at 59, whereas some areas up north, Bismarck sub-freezing, 23, and then out west, San Francisco is going to be receiving a little bit of storms, but overall, pretty moderate for this time of year, and it's what we like to see. And as we go into tomorrow, Miami, the hot spot, 86, they'll be avoiding some of that rain, but here in Tallahassee, we'll be seeing those AM showers as well. But overall, beautiful, beautiful temperatures as this low pressure system makes its way through the region. But then again, Tallahassee's probably not the best place to be. I would go to Miami, but let's recap on some of those storms that we've been seeing and tornadoes.
That's right, David. Now, we had this really concerning severe weather outbreak that occurred just last week while all of us here at FSU Weather, we were on spring break, but some of us were actually impacted by these storms because we did see that low pressure system even move into South Florida, but they didn't really get the worst of it, but truly just a horrible situation. I mean, we had unfortunately 70 confirmed tornadoes. This was a very extreme tornado outbreak. We had a high risk 5 out of 5 for severe weather, which is quite rare. And I mean, the SPC like predicted this like a day before it happened, which is also quite rare.
Yeah, exactly. And while the risk, we still had that risk here in the Big Bend in Tallahassee, we didn't really see as many tornadoes, more so strong wind reports. But this event is just one reminder that you need to always be prepared for severe weather and make sure you have your tornado safety shelter always, and so you know where to go when you're sheltering from a tornado.
That's right. Now, if you don't know where to shelter, the best place to go during a tornado warning, when you get that alert on your phone, you want to go into the innermost room, away from doors and windows. You want to put as many walls between you and the outside world as possible, ideally on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. So maybe if you're in an apartment complex, that would mean going down to the first floor, maybe like ask your neighbor, like, hey, I need, like, let me in, like, or if you have a tornado shelter, ideally underground. That is the absolute safest place to be in a tornado. You just want to do everything you can to protect yourself from debris and just those very strong winds.
Exactly, and this is the busiest season for severe weather, so just keep that in mind as we go throughout the rest of spring. But now we're going to send it back over to the wall with Michaela.
Thanks, guys. So we are actually headed over to Long Beach, New York. As always, I love talking about the beaches, so I'm so excited. I've actually never been to Long Beach, but I would love to go. They're sitting at kind of cloudy, 50 degrees with some wind, so definitely be aware of that if you plan to go to the beach. But I would not, it's a little too chilly, but if you do want to bundle up and go on a sunset beach walk, I definitely recommend you do that tonight rather than tomorrow. You do have some cloud cover coming in, but sometimes those cloud covers can create really, really beautiful sunsets. So get out there tonight rather than tomorrow. And then for our temperatures, so we're really sitting pretty close to average for both the highs and lows, but good thing we are nowhere near record. So 94 is extremely hot for this time of year, and 40 is pretty cold, but we're nowhere near record, so that's pretty good. It's very exciting. And for our current temperature, we are kind of sitting at 43. That's kind of the low of the area on Block Island. And then our high of the area is actually in Bridgeport in the mid 50s at 56. And then moving into our day planner. So we are definitely seeing those showers come the morning, like I said. Those showers as well as cloud cover will roll in overnight and be prevalent in the morning. The rain should die off throughout the day, but you will still continue to see that cloud cover throughout the day and into the afternoon as well, which you can see here on the radar. So we've got that cloud cover coming in, those showers. Don't be alarmed if you hear that pitter-patter on your roof overnight, but those showers should continue, but mostly clear out through the early afternoon, but that cloud cover will continue to stay. And then for the beach tomorrow, I wouldn't go, but there is still a little bit of sun. The UV index is not terrible, it's not great, but the water temperature is 56, so if you do go in the water, definitely grab that wetsuit. It's a little bit too chilly for me. And then looking at our weekend forecast. So the thing to be aware of is that on Friday we are expecting some wind. So be aware of that, grab an extra coat, an extra layer, because that 51 will definitely feel a little bit chillier. But then going into the night, we are cooling off into the 30s on Friday night, and then we are hitting freezing on Saturday night as well. So grab your jacket, grab your coat, and then on Monday you are also going to be experiencing that rain as well. And as fun as it was to take a little trip to Long Beach, New York, we are going to head back to Tallahassee with Priscilla.
Yes, thank you, Michaela. So around town, it was pretty nice outside until the smoke and fog settled it. Sorry, not the fog, the smog. But currently it's 77 degrees. We've got a lot of sunshine, not really any clouds, but again, that haziness is kind of bringing the mood down a little bit. But not to fear, it's going to clear out heading into tonight and into tomorrow, thankfully. But that is also partially due to those winds from the south-southeast, really just bringing all of that smoke in from Crawfordville. And across the region right now, it's been pretty warm. It's warming up. It's going to cool down again soon. We're playing yo-yo with our temperatures right now. But currently in Tallahassee, it's 77 degrees, even reaching 81 in Quincy and 82 in Valdosta. So pretty toasty, and we're just going to see that trend continue. And as for our dew points, It's a little moist right now, a little on the dry side, but we're going to see that moisture bring its way in from the west and really get those temperatures going up and down and really make us feel quite warm here with all of that humidity. But for our local radar, not a cloud in the sky, not a little scatter of a shower, but that's great news. Great chance to get outside if that smoke isn't bothering you. But overall, into tonight, it's going to get a little chilly, down to 59, but nothing too crazy. We've seen it colder here, and it will get colder soon, but not for tonight. It's going to stay nice and moderate around 59 degrees. Into tomorrow morning, we're going to see those showers hit us around 8, 9 a.m., so definitely keep that in mind if you're heading to class. You may want to make sure to bring your umbrella or a rain jacket, but it's going to stay pretty chilly for the rest of the day as well, only getting up to about 66 degrees by 6 p.m., and that sunshine will return, thankfully, for our first day of spring. And into that future radar, we're going to see those rain showers hit us right at 8 a.m., so keep that in mind, but they're going to roll out of the area, giving us some clear skies for a nice, beautiful Thursday afternoon. Into tonight, it's going to cool down, but not too much. Next couple days, it's going to get a little bit chillier, but tonight, we're seeing low 60s, even a little bit warmer by the coast, with Carabel at 65 and 67 in Apalachicola. And into tomorrow afternoon, again, a little bit chillier than today, about a 10-degree difference, reaching 65 in Quincy, 70 in St. Mark's, and 67 in Monticello. So you're definitely going to need that jacket tomorrow, so don't forget that. And end of winter, 1 day left. We are right about on spring. And April Fool's Day, we've got 2 weeks left. And graduation, I know we're all looking forward to it, 44 more days. And for your week ahead, we've got those showers on Thursday, a little bit of a cool down, but temperatures pop right back up into Saturday and Sunday, and your next rainmaker is going to happen on Monday, and then we've got sunshine to round us out next week. But now, Ayana and Ansley, please close out the show for us.
Yes, thank you, Priscilla. So we've had a lot of activity going on in the area lately, and a lot of things going on down towards the coast as well. We've got those prescribed wildfires, but we also have the astronauts that just landed south of Tallahassee.
Yeah, I know. That is a crazy experience. I can't even imagine coming back after that long in space.
Yeah.
I mean, welcome home. I mean,
yeah, they have to be carried out. They got to get used to gravity again. I can't imagine.
Yeah, it would be so crazy. But follow us on X at FSU Weather.
And also make sure to like us on Facebook at FSU Weather.
And then follow us on Instagram at FSU Weather.
And don't forget to subscribe on YouTube at FSU Weather.
And then we are also on TikTok at FSU Weather. Thank you so much for tuning in to this Wednesday edition. We're going to give you one last look at the 7-day. Have a good evening, everyone.